Imagine if everyone on Earth suddenly became a billionaire. Sounds amazing, right? Well, here's the catch. If that actually happened, being a billionaire would mean absolutely nothing. That's the paradox of Asteroid 16 Psyche, a giant metal rock floating in space supposedly worth 10,000 quadrillion dollars. But that number? It's completely meaningless. Right now, a NASA spacecraft is racing through the cosmos at 84,000 miles per hour to reach this chunk of metal, and the real story isn't about money at all. The headline numbers grab your attention. 10,000 quadrillion is a 10 followed by 19 zeros. That's about 100,000 times more than all the money in the entire world economy combined. Some quick math says if you split it equally among everyone alive today, each person would get roughly $1.2 billion. But here's what those headlines don't tell you. If we actually brought all that metal to Earth, gold wouldn't be worth more than pocket change. The entire precious metals market would collapse overnight. Think about it. What makes gold valuable? Scarcity. There's only about 244,000 metric tons of gold that humans have ever mined in all of history. That would fit in a cube just 23 meters on each side. Now imagine dumping millions of tons of gold onto the market all at once. The price wouldn't just drop, it would crater to almost zero. Your grandmother's gold jewelry would be worth less than the box it came in. This isn't speculation, it's happened before. When Spanish conquistadors flooded Europe with gold and silver from the Americas in the 1500s, they thought they'd struck it rich. Instead, they triggered massive inflation that crippled Spain's economy for centuries. And that was just from one continent's worth of precious metals. Psyche contains potentially millions of times more. So why is NASA spending millions to visit a worthless rock? Because the real value of Psyche has nothing to do with dollar signs. Back in October 2023, NASA launched the Psyche spacecraft from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The probe rode into space on a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket, beginning a 6-year journey that will cover 2.5 billion miles. The mission has already traveled over 628 million miles from Earth. But they're not going there to get rich. They're going to peer into the heart of a planet. Scientists think Psyche might be the exposed metal core of a world that never finished forming. Billions of years ago, when our solar system was young and violent, countless rocky bodies smashed into each other. Some grew into planets like Earth, others were obliterated. Psyche might be all that's left of one of these failed worlds, just the naked metal heart with all the rock blasted away. This is what makes Psyche priceless in the way that actually matters. Every rocky planet has a metal core, including Earth, but ours is buried under 1,800 miles of rock. We can't dig that deep. We can only guess what's down there based on seismic waves. Psyche offers something unprecedented, a chance to examine a planetary core directly. The spacecraft uses solar electric propulsion, with massive solar panels generating electricity to power 4 special thrusters. These shoot out charged atoms of xenon gas, creating a gentle but constant push through space. It's incredibly efficient but slow, like the difference between a marathon runner and a sprinter. Just a few months ago, the mission nearly failed. In April 2025, engineers detected a sudden drop in fuel pressure. A valve malfunction was blocking the xenon from reaching the thrusters. For weeks, the spacecraft drifted silently through space while the team worked frantically to find a solution. They switched to a backup fuel system in May, and by June, Psyche was back on course. The whole episode showed just how difficult and risky deep space exploration really is. The asteroid itself sits in the main belt between Mars and Jupiter, about 3 times farther from the Sun than Earth. It's huge, 140 miles across, roughly the distance between Los Angeles and San Diego. Unlike most asteroids made of rock or ice, Psyche is between 30 and 60% metal by volume. It was first spotted in 1852 by Italian astronomer Annibale de Gasparis, who named it after the Greek goddess of the soul. For a century, it was just another speck of light. but modern instruments revealed something extraordinary. This asteroid reflects radar like a giant ball of metal. Now let's be crystal clear about that 10,000 quadrillion dollar figure. It comes from multiplying the estimated metal content by current Earth prices. The mission's lead scientist, Linda Elkins-Tanton, came up with this number as a thought experiment to help people understand just how much metal we're talking about. But she's the first to admit it's economically meaningless. Even if we had the technology to bring Psyche to Earth, which we absolutely don't, the result would be economic catastrophe, not prosperity. Precious metals would become worthless. Industries that depend on these materials would collapse overnight. The cure for scarcity isn't abundance, it's balance. When the spacecraft arrives in August 2029, it won't be carrying mining equipment. Instead, it will spend 26 months orbiting the asteroid, mapping its surface, and analyzing its composition. Every measurement will help scientists understand how planets form, how they develop magnetic fields, and what makes a world capable of supporting life. The mission is also testing breakthrough technology. Psyche carries a laser communication system that beams data using light instead of radio waves. Last December, it successfully streamed a cat video from 31 million kilometers away at 267 megabits per second, faster than many internet connections on Earth. Companies dreaming of asteroid mining are watching closely, but they're not thinking about bringing metals back to Earth. They're thinking about using space resources in space. Water from asteroids could become rocket fuel. Metals could build space stations. The real revolution isn't making Earth rich, it's making space exploration sustainable. What do you think we'll discover when we finally reach this metal world? In May 2026, the spacecraft will swing past Mars, using the planet's gravity as a slingshot. It's a delicate dance of physics that will send Psyche hurtling towards its destination. The fantasy of instant wealth from space is just that, a fantasy. Any economist will tell you that flooding the market with any commodity makes it worthless. But the knowledge we'll gain from studying an exposed planetary core, that's invaluable. Understanding how planets form, how they die, and how they create the conditions for life, that's more than all the gold in the asteroid belt. As Psyche continues its journey through the darkness, it reminds us that the universe's greatest treasures can't be measured in dollars. When it reaches that distant metal world in 2029, we won't find a cosmic lottery ticket. We'll find something far more precious. Answers to questions we've been asking since humans first looked up at the stars. The 10,000 quadrillion dollar asteroid makes for an incredible headline, but it's fool's gold. The real treasure is knowledge, and that's something that only grows more valuable the more we share it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.